First months of a baby's life are some of the most precious and important. According to the National Partnership for Women and Families, studies show every additional week of paid leave a mother takes reduces the likelihood of her reporting poor mental well-being. Here to help remind expecting and new moms that EDD, California's Employment Development Department's paid family leave program, has their back is Lori Levy from EDD, and she's here with us to talk this morning about the benefits that are available. Lori, welcome back to Fox 40 News at 11.
Thanks so much for having me.
Lori, the paid family leave program provides eligible mothers with up to 8 weeks of partial wage replacement benefits, approximately 60 to 70% of their weekly salary that can be taken all at once or split up over a 12-month period. Any effort to increase the amount of the payments? Is 60 to 70% enough for moms these days?
Well, it's certainly been an increase even since once we first started the paid family leave program, and it was passed into law here in California in 2002. And I think really the challenge here is we continue to enhance the program. There's been good legislative support for that, certainly among Governor Newsom as well. But what's really important here to remember is that people oftentimes don't even know the program is there to assist them. There are studies and estimates that say up to about 56% of those in California aren't even aware that the program is there and that they pay into it through contributions in their own paycheck. So it'll be noted as CASDI on their paycheck step. So it's really important for people to understand it's there for them, and it's a really valuable program.
Definitely, especially if you're already paying into something and then never seeing or tapping into the benefit. Now, this is something that can really give moms a much needed break and play into better maternal mental health, right?
Absolutely. There have certainly been numerous studies that show that, yes, for their mental health, it's really important to be able to, it provides the financial support. So allowing people to be able to take some time off of work at those times that really matter the most in families. Certainly bonding with a new child, either by birth or even adoption and foster care as well. And paid family leave is there even when you have to care for a seriously ill or injured loved one, or having to make some arrangements, financial arrangements, childcare arrangements, etc., when a family member has to be deployed militarily overseas. So it's really a program designed to be there to support families when they need it. And that financial support is really what helps mothers and all participants, fathers and family members included, with their mental health, absolutely, but also in their economic health.
And immigration status doesn't matter here, right?
Right. And it doesn't really matter how long you've been on the job. What really matters is what we look at, what your earnings were over the 5 to 18 months prior to the start of your claim.
Okay, all righty. And can you apply for this before baby gets here and set everything up? Because we know all bets are off for time and organization after that little bundle arrives.
I remember it well, twice, yes. So, absolutely, it's time to get together some of the paperwork and you talk with your doctor, because your doctor needs to sign off on a paid family leave claim as well. And just to get it all in order and submit it right around the time in which you need it so we can get your claim started. And again, you can take that paid family leave time with a new child within the 12-month period at the start of that claim. And you can break it up. You had mentioned that earlier. That's a really important, valuable aspect of the program. For instance, a mother and father can take 2 weeks here, the father can take another 2 weeks, and they can coordinate their leave to really have that maximum amount of time with a new child and a family.
So important. And because we have you here, we have to ask about the overall EDD operations with the agency still working its way out of that massive backlog and delay in the processing of unemployment claims made by all the folks that were left desperate by the early COVID shutdowns. I now understand that there's a deferred workload currently, which could result in claimants having to pay back benefits that they never knew that they were being assessed for eligibility issues. Is that happening?
Well, the unemployment insurance program always has eligibility requirements. It's an insurance program. And so what we have to do by federal law in some of these claims, and particularly the federal pandemic unemployment assistance claims, is we have to go back and say, okay, you told us when you applied that you had been working and you'd lost your job or your ability to work or be self-employed through no fault of your own. And so now we're going back and having to collect some employment verification for some verification documents. And we're working through a lot of deferred workload. So we're going to continue. People may see some notices. We'll try to explain as much as possible what the situation is. And we're working certainly with the federal government too to see how much a lot of this workload or some of these issues that can be waived as much as possible. But certainly where the work continues, we're working through it. But every state in the country continues to be very committed to getting that work done.
So people will be getting notification from you just in case they need to
If in
pay
case,
something back.
something affects you, exactly.
Alrighty, thank you so much for your time this morning, and an early Happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you so much. Happy Mother's Day to everybody watching as well.
Alrighty, get that paid family leave. Well,